Ladies and gentlemen, here I am with Brian once again. How you doing tonight, Brian?
All good. How y'all doing?
I decided to bring Brian back because I have several random questions here. He doesn't quite know what I'm going to ask him about. That's why I was like bringing Brian back because Brian's a man of his own means and he has his own mind and his own opinion. So I like to just throw these random questions out and see how he'll react with it, and therefore I can go ahead and bank off of it and give you the information that you need here in the Academy of Wowman. But what I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is kind of amazing how the elevator in people's mind quite do not go up to the top floor. And for a lot of people, it don't go up to the penthouse either. I mean, it's just off of some very simple logic that you can actually put together. Because in school, the teacher teaches us that 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 6 is 12. I mean, very simple thing. 12 is divided by 6 how many times? Twice, right? I mean, 10 plus 10 is 20. Very simple thing. But when it comes to reality, we're stupid. When it comes to, and I'm going to get right to the subject of, when I start answering the question, you will see what I mean. And this is not a direct, this isn't about Brian. Brian's just helping with these studies and this lesson here today. But I'm going to show you in real time the troubles that you're having in your world and questions that people don't want to answer because there's an underlying fact that we don't want to accept. We love sleeping. We love being in an ignorant mindset because of our de-evolution and not the evolution of humanity. So, especially when it comes to religion. Religion is a very wonderful subject all the time because, like I always tell you before, religion to people is life and death. It's serious, and I don't mean to, and it's not an attack on anybody's belief. You can believe in what you want to believe, love God however you want to, is your business. But my task is to be the messenger. That's why my name is Morpheus, is to open up your eyes to a world that you haven't seen. Most times people love their ignorant mindset because it's comfortable. But when it comes to thinking, oh my God. When it comes to thinking, because if we have to think, we have to change. Oh, shoot, somebody. If we have to think, we have to change. And a lot of people aren't willing to change. They're too comfortable being ignorant. And I'm going to go on with the first question here, but I'm going to formulate this. So, Brian, again, how you doing tonight?
All good. How you doing?
So you're ready for this. You have no idea what I'm going to ask you, right?
Got my boots strapped up. Let's
go. Got your boots strapped up. Okay. So, I should be asking you. So, what do you personally think about marriage today?
These days, the old idea of marriage is not followed. So, marriage is like a contract these days. It's not the same as it was back in the day.
Is there a difference between married men and unmarried men?
Yeah, the smile.
The what?
The smiles.
The smiles?
Yeah, usually you see an unmarried man definitely smiling more than a married.
Oh, I see what you mean. No smiles. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Married men they age faster.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh my God. Go ahead. Tell it like it is.
I mean, married men definitely lose freedom compared to the unmarried man.
You know, Brian, not to interject. I just heard a few minutes ago, because I'm in the manosphere and I hear a lot. I do a lot of studies. There was a man who was married to his wife for like 13 or 14 years, and he called in and he asked the question. He said, I need to know how to tell my wife that I am no longer segs, it's S-E-G, can't really say the word, sexually interested in her. She's not that attractive that she used to be.
Because they're intimately.
Intimately, right. Because he's been with her for so long, he's just basically bored. And he don't know how to explain to her that he needs different outlets and just want to maybe bring in another woman or something like that. But what do you think about that? Who told him to get married to begin with?
I mean, that's what you sign up for. When you get married, you're getting married to one person, so that means you need to be used to that one person. And it's like, obviously, for genetic reasons, you're not used to that one person. And I'm meant to be with one person, I guess.
I think he was unprepared, and a lot of men, or even some people in society, and it definitely goes against religion in so many ways, some religions. Me and my 3 companions, they will immediately first say, why am I doing this? And on the other end, they'll say it's kind of heathenism or something like that. And just really a man should be with one woman. Whoever said that BS to begin with. And here they are bored. They stuck with this one bowl of spaghetti that they got to eat for the rest of their lives and try to add little seasoning to their spaghetti. Maybe for some of them, if they're freakish enough, they got a little sugar to it. Some of them, they got to add garlic. Some of them, they got to add, a little corn and beans or whatever else that they put in their spaghetti. But it's still that same bowl of spaghetti. While I got a smorgasbord. I got a variety where I can, I got my garlic bread. I got my little side. I got a little, what do you call that? Pumpkin pie on the side or something like that. And a little ice cream and some shake and wine. And I got the variety of a meal. So I don't have to be stuck with one particular bowl that I'm going to get tired of. And another thing, Brian, and maybe I can get your take on this, is he should have told this woman, first of all, he should have knew his nature. That's number one. And he should have explained that to her when he got married to her or decided to be committed. But a lot of men, Brian, they do this not knowing themselves, and they do it because they are afraid that girlfriend or wife isn't going to accept them. So they rather suffer the gauntlet and see what happens later on in their marriage without seeing things long term. Isn't that pretty much illogical?
Yeah, because usually marriage is supposed to be a long-term situation. Usually go in knowing that.
So how come he didn't?
I guess he figured, I don't know. I don't know what he figured. Some married men believe that their woman does give them something that they
can't give themselves. They can't complete themselves.
Yeah, like they believe that a woman that the woman they married
is the number one all the time.
Yeah, more faithful.
Ridiculous.
That's what they believe.
So, okay, getting on to the subject. While I was talking about married men. There's a lot going on in the world today when it comes to relationships and finding a worthy enough woman to be decent marriage material because of social media, Instagram, OnlyFans, and girls pretty much monetizing their body instead of putting her best foot forward and becoming internally a companion to the world. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of...
She's for the streets.
She's for the streets.
That's what Future says.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. But the problem is, Brian, married men, when you have this discussion with them, number one is they don't care because they're stuck in their long-term marriage. And number two, they have no idea what's going on out here in the real world. So they become insignificant in the manosphere as far as red pill and MGTOW. What do you think about that?
Well, they got I got my crafts. I got my painting.
Well,
I got my baking.
I got my my man cave. Oh man.
They get disrespected.
They just useless, pretty much. I mean, I really don't mean no disrespect when it comes to actually saying it's all married men, but most of them, they're no good to the manosphere. They don't have an idea of the real struggles that the new world has to offer. Just imagine they've been married for 15 years. A lot have happened in 15 years. A lot of women have transformed to be a worthy wife material or traditional to non-traditional. So they're still thinking that women are traditional, but they'll never know that they're not because they're still stuck in this one-itis relationship. Right or wrong?
True. Definitely true. They lose their manhood. First thing about it, they lose like the essence of their manhood when they get married.
Uh-oh, talk about it. Go ahead, I'm behind you.
I mean,
Talk about it.
I mean, I'm not saying all, but just the ones that I've witnessed, a lot of them, like especially out in public.
Right.
Out in public, they get disrespected.
You know what they get when they try to leave the house? You want to know what they get whenever they always got to look over their shoulders because their wife is always there. So when a married man goes out into the world, right, and he's working too long, or he want to go play basketball or shoot pool or do golf with one of his friends, this is what he get.
Wow.
Oh man. That's crazy, right?
Wow.
Yeah, ain't that true?
That is the truth, though. I mean, but that's women in general, though. I mean, hell, even if you single,
Not in general. It's you and how you and your stance. Because remember, you're the leader. It's not women. It's the men. Why do I got 3 companions? It would never happen unless I had rules, standards, and principles. Ain't no way in the world a woman's go, oh, I ain't about to be with you like that. No, you already got a girlfriend. Oh, hell no. No, the problem is, Brian, is the standards of men. It's not generally the females, because here's the thing. Most women are looking for leaders, or looking for a man to be a man, or looking for men to act like he's confident, he can lead her somewhere and open up a world, provide for her and protect her and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of men don't have standards. They're too busy in their feminine mindset and going along with the woman's program instead of his own. So therefore he ends up the backwards mule that he usually is, because he have no standards. Right or wrong?
Backwards mule. That's the truth.
So do you agree or disagree?
I do agree. Because, like I said, they lose.
You got to speak up so they can hear you in the microphone.
Like I said, they lose standards when they get married, though. They lose it. Because in the end, it's all about her.
Yeah, it is. Happy wife, happy life, right?
Happy wife, happy life.
Ridiculous.
Who cares about my happiness as long as she's happy?
And you know,
you know what? As long as I get to go to sleep.
Oh.
I'm happy. Do I say that? A lot of married dudes have said that they purposely get in an argument with their wife
so
just
they
so
can
they can get
go
on the
sleep.
couch.
Oh man, yeah. Just so she can like boot him out of the bedroom so he can go and do his own thing. Go to his man cave. I don't want to be in the red room in the first place. I don't even want to be around her.
I mean, I remember I saw this commercial, but there's some truth to it. This dude literally did everything he could throughout the day to piss off his wife. And then instead of her kicking him out, he went ahead and grabbed this pillow and this sheet.
Oh, shoot.
But see, the commercial was, he was trying to do that so he could be downstairs watching TV.
Oh, man.
That was a commercial, but there's some truth.
There is some truth to it, boy. These married men.
They're married men that they will literally start an argument with their wife just so they can get some sleep.
But why? That's... Oh, man.
Or you got those who are passive. They don't do an argument. They just stay away. Like my ex-boss.
Yeah, he'll work like 13 hours.
No.
He'll take your trash out.
13 is a light day.
He'll do your shift.
13 is a light day.
Oh my
if it was legal to do 23 hours, he would do it.
You know, he'll say, "No, you go ahead and go home early, Brian. I'll take care of the rest of the shit." Oh man.
It's the truth, though. It's the truth. Every day.
Oh man.
See, he didn't have many.
Because you want to know what?
overnight-
This is always in his mind.
I remember one time when his wife actually called the store to let us know that he got arrested.
Oh.
And I was like, he finally snapped.
Oh.
And see, he a short guy.
I had
too.
enough, woman.
He a short guy too, man. So
Oh,
only imagine
man.
what he looked like when he snapped. He a real short guy. So.
He pushed himself to that limit because what? Oh man, they box themselves in. They don't speak as they speak. They don't stand on their manhood. They don't ride on this principle
That's
called
because
leaders.
the woman has put in her work. Once you marry her, you have literally allowed her to put in that work to grind and grind and grind lesser men into lesser men.
Oh,
That's what they do.
shoot.
And she will grind you.
Until
And once you get married, it's over.
it's over.
She's already done her work.
Yeah, she put the
She
anvil on your
owns
leg.
you. She low key on, and then God forbid you do decide. You know what? I married you. I can divorce you. Then she gets to take half your trap.
Oh man,
Rest in peace to Kobe, man.
yeah.
She wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Rest in peace to Kobe.
Oh
All right,
man.
she wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Nope.
Respect to Jay-Z, man. Well, I look like giving a chick half my trap, like she wrote half my raps.
Oh no.
F that.
There you go.
That's what he said. Of course, sure enough, he did get married to Beyonce. Let's move on.
Hey, yeah, roasted. I love it. I love
Let's
it. Go
move on.
ahead. I'm with you.
You know, Dr. Dre, the doctor, but at the same time,
Oh, he was getting doctored.
man.
Oh, shoot.
man.
Sometimes, Mitt, they get, like you said, what takes down... Remember Samson and Delilah?
It was the woman.
What takes down a city, a town, a country, or your entire establishment, for men that is always going to be the woman because he gets soft. He jumps off of his man card or his leadership in order to bend for an emotional will that's eventually going to hurt him. Because if it was based with logic, why would the town and city crumble because of the decision to be with her? Because that means the principles or whatever guidance that he's using as he's dealing with the female isn't his own guidance as male logic. He's using her guidance or her will or trying to appease her, the happy wife, happy life syndrome. Right? Absolutely.
And I mean, I'm sorry, but I've seen it, man. I've seen married dudes literally just get dogged out by the wife out in public. And I'm over here looking at this woman like, is this supposed to be cute? Like, what is the purpose of this? And this dude just quiet, church mouse quiet. She called him everything but a child of God, and he just church mouse quiet. I'm just like, no, not even barking. That's more noise than he was making. Like, it's crazy.
And it's because they go along with a broken system that has nothing to do with their manhood, and it's not going to be prosperous for them, but it is definitely beneficial for the female most times and most bases. So therefore, he alleviates himself of responsibility and relinquishes that power over to the female, becoming the dominant and her usurping that power and using it against him eventually, should he fall out of line. So therefore, she's able to take him for child support, to grab alimony for him, take half, if not all of what he worked for, and also pin him with other unnecessary allegations should he jump out of her realm of power. So therefore, he pretty much lays his head in her lap, and guess what she does? Chop it off. So therefore, not only are they dealing with women inside of their marriages or in their abode, they're also blinded to how women have changed in the outside world. From being with that one woman for 15 years, you don't understand that dating is different. And women have a different perspective now that they don't even want to be in a relationship. They just want to focus on their career, their PhDs in themselves until they're like 30 in their 40s and they want to settle down. Or at least have kids in their 30s and their 40s.
Even their body is not considered a temple anymore.
Say it.
They don't even appreciate their body anymore as a temple. That's why they're willing to sell it via OnlyFans.
Yeah,
or sell it via Instagram.
It's supposed to be a sanctuary, and it's supposed to be well taken care of and a prize for a man to behold. Is your prize as a woman going to be actually considered as a prize if every other man have had it? Could you imagine a trophy being passed around with every winner, but yet when you get it, somebody else already had it on their shelf with fingerprints all over it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not a marathon, it's an auction.
Oh, an auction. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you destroyed it.
I'm not sorry. I'm just saying.
You destroyed it. You destroyed it.
It's not a marathon.
Oh, man.
Men are not willing to get for one to win the prize. Right now, it's an auction.
Yeah,
and it's going to go to the highest bidder.
Oh, man. Oh, man, you're on fire. I'm glad I brought you. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad.
I'm going to keep it real. Use a real example. The old chick that I had no interest in whatsoever.
Go ahead.
The old chick that I had no interest in whatsoever at the time.
Okay, speak up at the microphone as well.
Now, see.
Okay, there you go.
I'm over here actually entertaining it at the time. I was entertaining it. Of course, I got to a point where I got bored with it, so I scared her off on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to scare off a woman is actually act like you care. Oh, as soon as you do that, you scare her off. So I did that, and I scared her off on purpose. But anyway, she had a dude that she was messing with that basically feeds her every other day.
Ooh.
Yep,
okay.
Feeds her every other day. And I'm not talking about McDonald's.
Right.
I'm not talking about Burger King.
Uh-huh.
I'm not even talking about stuff that's upscale as Applebee's. I'm talking about stuff where you're paying like $50 a meal type stuff. Like downtown restaurant type stuff.
Oh, man.
And not the same one twice.
But yet you were entertaining her at the same time.
Well, I wasn't really entertaining her. I was entertaining the idea, but it's like...
Okay, so you didn't really...
Time.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we were talking, but...
But that's still enough, though. When you talking to a woman, giving her attention, that's enough cheating right there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to say cheating. It was just meeting.
When you give a woman your attention, for you as a man, we usually consider cheating, if that were ever out of our principle, to be laying with her or getting intimate with the woman. In reverse, for a woman, she don't have to lay with you to cheat with you. The fact that she's entertaining you and spending time with you is cheating enough. But go on with the story. Let's continue.
Ain't much to go on. Basically, she with this dude
that's doing everything.
That's simping and wimping.
And you know what happens is too, Brian, is that if you took it further, she wouldn't mind just donkey dunking with you while he's paying, because a woman has men for every facet of her life anyway. So to her, it'd be normal. It'd be normal. She'll be taking money from the beta while you're, banging her in the back of the bus somewhere. That's just the way they operate.
You know, it's crazy though. She was on that too. She was on that time.
There you go. See, I told you.
I just wasn't interested. She was on that time.
But like I told you before, it don't matter. You don't have to lay with this girl in order for it to be considered cheating. It's the reverse. It's the same thing. If you had a girlfriend, but yet she's hanging out with other guys, they have her attention. She's giving her focus onto them when she should be focused only on you. Mm-hmm. So that's still cheating. And not only is it cheating, it's opening up a door for her to eventually open up her legs and let him in.
Of course.
So we're going to move on to the next, and we're going to... there's another question I want to ask you, because now listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is not, it's already recorded here. I'm not how could I put it? I don't have anything against cultures. All right. Or certain groups of women that I'm going to talk about here.
Certain groups, huh? Okay.
Yeah. So don't even try to clip this and say, Morpheus said he don't like these certain type of girls. I didn't say that. All right. Because there are good in every culture and in every group and in every phylum. All right.
But this is need love too, Craig.
This is really, really, Brian. Really?
That's usually the culture you talk about. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
You probably know where I'm getting ready to go. So, my circle, and I'm not going to say, if I already said it right now. I mean, if I already said it before, it's fine. But I'm not going to say right now what culture my three companions are. But I can tell you what they're not. But anyhow, okay, I can tell you what they're not. However, I love my Caucasian girls. I love my Asians and an occasional Latina. Okay. So that's my circle. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because you love brown skinned girls. And this question is specifically for you because, you know, you're about your black women. You love them and you're used to dating them. Me, on the other hand, I'm used to dating others. So, you know, white girls come first, you know, and all that, you know, Asian. But anyhow, yeah, all the beautiful stuff. Anyhow, okay, stop it. Anyhow,
you get your ski on.
Yo, what? The ski? What?
Ski.
What?
Too bad they can't see me all over the radio.
You know what?
The ski on.
Get out. Get out, Brian. Get out. Leave. Nah, leave. I would tell you this. There's no better high that I've ever reached. But anyhow, let's keep going. I'll slope it all right. Keep it going. I'll be out there, red nose and all. Anyhow, no, I'm not talking about drugs. Y'all shut up. Quit that. You're like, what's he talking about? You sniffing? No, dude. Wake up. No. Hell no. I don't operate like that. Anyhow, so I went to the gym, and I'm always in the gym. You know, I'm an instructor, and physical trainer and all that. But I've been noticing something for the past few weeks. And I've been looking at the women versus the male ratio in the gym. And not only that, but the culture as well. And what I've noticed is I've seen more men in the gym than the female. And the cultural difference is I see more Latinas and white girls than I ever do black girls in the gym. So the only person I can ask is you. And again, it's not an attack on black women. I'm very curious as to why it's always maybe one or two of them that are there, but the rest of them are other cultures trying to get themselves in shape. And this is all the time. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in the gym look at me, right? This is what I do. I breathe and eat iron for a living. And if I did the percentages all the time, it's always going to be where black women are the less person who's present in the gym or in the workout area. So explain that to me, because I don't understand. This is your circle. So you tell me what you think, Brian.
I believe I said it already, but black women...
No, you got to speak up so they can hear you.
Yeah, I believe I said it already, but black women, their working out isn't necessarily in the gym. First off...
he's about to cape, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see.
I mean, first off, black women...
Are you going to cape?
No.
You going to cape? You getting ready to cape?
Cape. I don't know about no cape.
You about to cape and cap. Go ahead.
Yeah, whatever. Look, black women, like I said, their exercise isn't necessarily in the gym. I'm gonna keep it on. I'm not gonna say it out loud because you gotta keep it appropriate for the radio.
Right? Yeah, because people are listening, so we have to be respectful here.
Yeah. So black women usually get their exercise in different ways, different extracurricular activity.
You know how? Okay, I'm getting ready to roast you just a few minutes, but go ahead. I'm holding back.
Okay. Yeah. Black women. Another thing is black women. One thing they look at is their derriere, their glutes. They know that men of their culture like a woman with a ample glutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's help them out. Let me reduce that to a simple answer, and then I'm gonna give it back to you because this is yours. So far, what you're telling me as a person who's seen other females and cultures in a gym to keep their body in shape and healthy, you're telling me and the listeners This is you, not me. Don't blame Morpheus. This is Brian, ladies and gentlemen. You know, y'all roast his ass, not me. What you're telling me is that black women are avoiding the gym because they rather get thick around edges, and they rather be more in tune with giving the men who like them to be ample and massive something to work with, when the gym specifically isn't based on, you can be ample and big and still really work out and take care of yourself. But you're saying that the gym isn't, let me just go ahead. This is crazy, because the gym is a healthy place to be, and it'll trim you down. It'll keep your metabolism moving. So you're basically saying they'd rather be unhealthy in order to give their men a sexual advantage. And that's their way of working out, because they work out by donkey dunking, basically, because we can read between the lines.
Yeah.
Come on, Brian.
Look, black women are waking up.
You're not representing them correctly. Come on.
I'm telling the truth. It ain't about representing them correctly. A spade is a spade.
So wait a minute. So you telling me that the reason why they're not in the gym is because they want to remain ample?
I mean, someone
really?
No, hold on now.
Really?
Let's keep it real.
No, you're saying it. This is coming out of your mouth.
Let's keep it real.
You said it.
Hold up, Morpheus. Let's keep it real. Now, first off, I know for a fact, take these black porn star women, for instance. They are living in the gym. Believe it or not, I don't know if you know a woman by the name of Cherokee.
Is she black?
Yeah, Cherokee Diaz.
I don't know her.
Okay, well, if you know something about black porn, like
no, I don't. Not going to either.
But the point is, Cherokee Diaz.
Yeah, why you asking me? Didn't I just tell you what my circle was?
Yeah, I already know your circle.
All right, so
ski champ.
Yeah, whatever.
Look,
watch it.
There you get.
Ladies and gentlemen, you want to see a UFC slam? Y'all better tell them to watch out.
I can't see that on the radio.
They can hear it.
Anyway, look.
They gonna hear an earthquake.
Yeah, but Cherokee Diaz, if you look at some of her videos,
let's not wait, stop. Let's not give any enlightenment to specific people, because I don't want to give any of these people any credit off this channel. But to say this particular prawn star, and don't say any names, because that's going to give them credit, basically.
Okay.
So I know you already said it, but
even if I don't say it, she's everywhere. But anyway,
not here on this channel. No.
Okay, but like I said,
no, if she ain't Scarlett Johansson, no.
You with this Scarlett Johansson
Hush
shit,
and continue,
man.
Right? Yeah, we can give her some credit because she earned it, but not.
How did she earn it?
Let's stop. Wait, because we're gonna go to it. You want to go to it?
Yes, let's go to it.
How did she? Okay, stop. Listen, put your man card up. Don't make me say put your D up. Put your D up and tuck in your coochie. Listen. Now check this out.
Let's go.
How a person gains their wealth. Wealth is wealth. Money's money. I get it. As a man and as a leader, I am a guy who leads people and women in a direction because I'm the alpha here. I'm the man. I'm the one. I'm the leader. So I honor those who are about decent principle and morality. How a girl gets her money is her business. But Scarlett Johansson, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She's an actress. She's been in the business for a long time. She's been in entertainment. Whatever her personal life is, that's between her, God, and the universe, not me. But she's not on Prawn, and she's not on OnlyFans. I don't think she is, because I'll be the first one signing up. But she's not getting it in the ways that are easy. It was hard for her to be in her position. But any woman, I'm talking about many women, the easiest thing a woman can do to make money is what?
Her body.
There you go. So absolute. So
but
there's no. There's a different scale. She worked for clout. Okay. She worked to be popular. She worked to be on the television screen. But any woman who lays on her back just to get clout and attention, how am I going to praise something like that when I am all about standards and principles? And that's what we need to bring back in this damn country.
Okay, so you're saying, just want to make sure I hear this. So you're saying that women who are in
prawn?
No, not even prawn. I'm talking about women who are in the work world.
Work world.
Who are not using their body deserve respect.
What do you think? Of course. Is she using her body?
Okay, so that means all these women who are PhDs,
they deserve respect as well, especially if they're not putting themselves on their back. But here's the key. Are they using their energy, their money, their time, their progress to benefit the society? That's the key. You can go out there and get your job. The PhD can get their PhD. No one's saying women should not be successful and be the boss babes that they want to be. The key is when they are up there and they're making their money and they're career oriented, what do they pour back into the society versus what men do? Because usually what a woman would do when she gets to that certain point, she'll say, I want a man who make as much money as me or more. So therefore it actually it disconnects, it disenfranchises, and it gives men who are making less money than her or who may not be as fortunate as her no opportunity for being with that woman. So it doesn't benefit the society as a whole. And most times when a woman has a mindset such as myself, just imagine if I was in female form, it's going to be harder for her to peer bond with the man because she has to have a boss mentality. What I tell you, I'm a leader. I guide women. I guide people. People follow me. I'm the one to open up the door and make things happen. So imagine in reverse, that's not a feminine trait. So for a woman to be that like I am, it's a turn off for men because men don't want a boss babe. Men don't want a woman who's saying, well, I'm the alpha female and he's going to do it. I tell him to do it. I'm the one paying the bills. And if you don't like it, he can get out. That's unattractive. So her not lying on her back is a good thing. She deserves credit and respect as well because she's not trying to get her finances nor her money in the easiest, most ways. It's hard to get a success. It's hard to be a PhD. It's hard to go to college and all that. I understand. You see what I'm saying? The distinctful factor is not women who are not using their body for financial gain. They need to be respected because they're not doing the most easiest things, such as laying on her back. So the women who are laying on their backs, so they're doing prawn and they're in the segs industry, why would I give them respect? Why would I? Well, they're going to be respected as a human person, but why would I try to give them clout or put them on a pedestal when they're doing the most easiest thing? And you can say in most cases, debauchery and seductive and dangerous when there are women out there who are busting their ass day and night to wake up in the morning and serve the country and whatever, getting to their success that they're doing. So, in other words, Scarlett Johansson, again, that's why I say her name, and other women who are working in the working world or in the industry or in entertainment, stuff like that, they're not lying on their back. You know, they didn't make their success off of selling their body. They've sold their time and their energy. They did whatever that they could do to get to that position. So they're already going to get credit. So any other female who's doing the most immoral or, again, the most sexually suggestive sort of thing and OnlyFans and, putting her body up for, like you said, the auction, that's pretty good. I like that. For the auction, she ain't gonna get no, not over here because
100, 200, 300, 500, 400, 500 souls.
No, here you go. You ready? Let me do it. Here you go. I can do 4 to 5 to 6 for the 7 for 8 for the while for the 100 50 seconds 89 41 41 41 44 43 ball for the pack for 45 or 60 over the 65 for the 1 square time for the 65 so 75 75 100 oh because 100 45 or 46 5 75 75 or whatever in the corner 1 21 to the sides 1 2 1 so to the 5 so to the man in the corner in the black shirt and shoot. That
was good.
You said it.
That was good.
So I mean,
you might have missed your calling.
Yeah, they got me sweating for a minute there. That's my side job. Oh man. Oh man, that was something, wasn't
That
it?
was good though.
Yeah, that put some sweat on my shoulders there. Woo, goodness, I practiced that. I did it for. It was very fascinating when I first saw a man do that at the car auction. So I started thinking about it in my mind and practicing it every now and then, and I just just got used to it. So awesome. So I guess that should answer your question though. Why you don't want to give women who are just. It's almost like this. I don't go to the strip club, and I never will. You want to know why? Because I don't want to promote them doing that. It's almost like having my daughter up there doing it. No, absolutely not. I don't agree with it. So I'm not going to monetize them. I'm not going to promote them. I'm not going to condone them, and I'm not going to put $1 on it. So that goes along with everything else, like giving them clout and giving them exposure on my channel, or the things that we're doing. Mm-hmm. Unless she's out there doing something that most men do as well, just working and being successful and, going to school and whatever PhD she's getting, of course, she's going to get clout and appreciation, because that's what I would promote for my daughter. She ain't laying on her back. So, of course, you can say her name. Okay? Now,
I don't know now. Morpheus, if I'm about to say something.
I'm not saying that she's not. I don't know about her in her personal life. What I'm telling you is what's obvious. You know a girl who's on the pole and a girl who's not. Okay? Why say a name to a famous online OnlyFans model when that's what she's doing, versus a girl who is just working at McDonald's and that's what she knows she's doing? So obviously the girls at McDonald's, she's doing what she can do. That's obvious. She's working the 9-to-5 job. She can get clout. The OnlyFans model, forget it. You know what she's doing.
Yeah, but these actresses, though, they sell their body in different ways.
I know that, but what I'm saying is what's obvious. You don't know what they're doing behind doors, even though we understand female nature, but that's not the same story of Scarlett Johansson versus girls who are OnlyFans. Because think about it. Scarlett Johansson, famous actress. OnlyFans model is an OnlyFans model.
Halle Berry, famous actress. And she's black.
Well, there you go. Okay, fair enough. Okay, yeah. Credit's where credit's due. But that's giving her clout because she already got clout. Even though she done something behind doors between her and her personal life. But you see, I didn't stop you. Did I stop you from saying her name? No, she deserved it. So, but if you say somebody who's been on prawn for like 50, or 20 years, or since she was 50, no, not over here.
Miss Cleo, let's play. Let me stop. I'm making Morpheus mad, y'all. Let me stop.
Yeah, that's
stop.
Okay. Ha ha, Brian. Ha ha. Ha ha. Don't disappoint my fans. But anyhow, they're gonna say, who's that jerk you was interviewing? He's Brian, and I'll give y'all his links if you want it, so y'all can roast his ass.
You would give him my links.
Yeah, so they can roast you. Now
you would give him my links. I'll tell you.
Here's the third and last.
You dirty.
No, that's you. I'm not. How am I dirty?
You dirty.
Yeah, you know what you
can.
Really? You're gonna start something that you can't finish. But anyhow, this is the third and last, and this is what I've had a conversation with a religious person. This is gonna end it here.
Oh, you and this darn religion?
Yep, because it's a part of a lot of things until we realize that we intermingle it. And because here's the thing, Brian, this is why a lot of people merge religion with what's going on today and with the manosphere and with life. There are some separations there, but they don't understand that there are some connections with how the person believe and perceive existence to be versus how things are, because there's some major contradictions that make some sense. So they'll say, well, this is God's plan, or they'll say something like, well, God's going to refix things. Or they'll say, well, God's allowing people to learn themselves or have their free will, so God's not going to intervene. And therefore, when you have that mindset, you're not going to act like you need to in the realistic world. Does that make sense? Because reality in your physical world is different than your spiritual or your belief system. But when you put them together, you're not going to act on what you need to do with your logic. You're not going to make logical decisions. You're going to say, well, I just believe. I'm going to pray to God about it. Or it's just the way that it is because God made man and woman like that. When in reality, most times it's not. It's just based on the decisions that some men and some women make. They just want to blame God for it. which always leads him to the bad ending. Now, this is what he said, and let me get your take on it since you are a, oh God. Oh man, since you are a believer.
I'm gonna pray for you, Murphy.
Don't do it. Your prayers is gonna be dark. Trust me. You'd be better off playing as Satan first before you pray in the other direction. Forget it. So
what's the difference? No, it's not. It's not.
Well, you know they said God is Darth Vader.
Who said this? Who said this?
Think about it. I'm gonna get to it in a minute. Yo, you helped me with this next subject. That's going to interact with the next and final lesson, ladies and gentlemen. So, this Jehovah's Witness person of a guy who just so happened to be married for 25 years. Keynote.
That's good. Let's go.
Yeah. So you see how I put that together? Married as if he knows anything about the world at this point. Because remember, the longer you with, how do you have time to study? You don't. Not to say that they can't. It's just you don't explore the depth of reality or life because you're too busy taking care of your wife and your kids. Even they say, well, I got time for myself, man. I don't know what you're talking about. I go out to my garden. I go out to my garage and I do, man, stop capping. Stop capping. Stop capping. Stop capping. You know full well as soon as he walk out there into the garage, she gonna be out there with her hands on her hips. Capping. Talking BS. Talking about, yeah, man, I have time for myself. I don't know what you talking about. Please. Lying. These guys, usually I invite them out somewhere. Are we going to go to, we're going to go to San Diego, California, something like that, or Louisville, Kentucky for a derby or something like that. They know full well they can't go nowhere. Because they always say, well, I gotta see what the wife say first. They talking about. Next thing you know, what's in the back of their mind, they start hearing this instead of wife.
Wow.
So he said this, Brian. I broke things down as far as reality and said that a lot of things is based on if you believe in God or your perception of what God is, that will make God responsible for not only allowing things to be the way that they are, mm-hmm. but creating a blueprint of either a failed project or a blueprint that was able to be compromised. Because the fact of the matter is this: when you make a computer or when you have a home, it is instinctual to protect yourself from viruses and malicious content or malicious viruses that can attack your computer. And some people have cameras, and you got a security system on your house and your car, and you have locks on your door. Why do you have that? So nobody can come in. Because why? It's precious. It's important to you. And you don't want nobody compromised. Now think about God, for example. If God created man and womb man, there should have been and can be safeguards and security to protect what's supposed to be valuable, not only to man themselves, but to God, because God created man with this idea called God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. And the reason that gesture came down and got sacrificed to begin with, because it was supposed to be considered as love and kindness. So here's what this guy said, which was very silly. But a lot of people don't think it is because they're in their elevator stops at the second floor. And there's 12 floors to this hotel. So he said, the reason why things are corrupt today. Now, before I give you my Morpheus lesson, I want to see what you think about this. He said, the reason why things are the way it is, use your, please, Brian, I beg you. I never said beg before. Use your damn brains. What I'm going to ask you. Think about everything I've said up to now. Think about life. Think about the average man with a business, with a home and a house and computers. Or think about Bill Gates. Think about the computers that's been made where you can buy an antivirus system, or there's anti-malware systems and programs to prevent this thing from being encroached and destroyed and everything else. Why would they do that? But let me continue on here. He said the reason is, now remember, God created everything. You even believe that. Fine. Question number one, does that make God the owner and the leader? If God created everything, wouldn't that make God responsible?
If you created it, yeah, you would be responsible.
No, the people can't hear you. You're talking too low.
The person who creates it is usually the one that's responsible.
Now, if you had a daughter, Brian, you had a daughter and you love her and you care about her, would you or would you not protect your daughter? Even if your daughter has her own mind, she has her own free will, would you not guide her and prevent, especially if you have the mind of God, where you know something's going to happen ahead of time? You know she's going to get plastered by a car. You know somebody's going to run. You know all these things. Would you or would you not try to prevent it from happening? Wait a minute. Would you?
Yeah, if I knew what was going on, I would try to avoid it.
Now, here's the ultimate here. And you're going to see why I built it up like that. You know what this guy said? He said the reason why the world is the way it is in the current society is because the devil, listen, where's my sound here? He said the devil is trying to take as many souls as possible. Think about that for a second before you respond. He said it's because of the devil trying to take as many souls as possible, and the devil is deceiving people. Tell my listeners what you think about that. Speak up now, or you can hear you as well.
I'm like, I mean, here's where I'm at with it. First off, yeah, there is a such thing as the devil. The devil does exist. And it's a true saying that one of the biggest tricks the devil play is to convince the world he doesn't exist. I believe there isn't such thing as the devil. If you believe that there's such thing as God, you should believe that there's such thing as the antithesis. So you don't believe that there's a Christ and an Antichrist?
I'm gonna continue. That's one F that you get. I want you to keep going. I'm gonna grill you. Good. I'm waiting. I'm giving you a chance here before I roast your ass. Keep going. Next, what do you say? But what about him saying that it's the devil's fault? Oh, I'm going to make a computer. I'm Bill Gates. I made this computer. It's your fault that you was able to infiltrate what I created, but I'm God. You didn't use your brain. You did not use your brain. Listen, you don't know who the devil is? Walk over there and look in the mirror. That's the devil. You want to know who God is? Walk over there as well and look in the mirror. You are both one and the same. That's who God is. That's who the devil is. I told you, Darth Vader is God. Look at the way your world operates today. And first of all, before I go further with this, you just agreed, you stepped on your own damn toes with this one. God's responsible and God is supposed to be God above man. Man don't know things, but God's supposed to know. Man is like, oh, I'm not so sure and certain, but God should be like, oh, I'm sure and I'm certain and I have a plan. If that's the case, Satan or the devil is your dog. And this whole story that Satan was kicked out of heaven as Lucifer and all. Okay, let's say that was true. Does that make Lucifer God anyway? Even if you change Lucifer's name to Satan, does that still make Satan God? Oh, let's transfer Satan's name to the devil. Just because you change the title, just because outside of a business, you change Bagel Brothers to non-Bagel Brothers, or Slappy Pappies, or Breakfast Donuts, wherever you change outside of the business, that doesn't mean the inside is different. So if God is God, no matter if Satan was supposed to be some angel and he got his own gifts and he got powers and he can do this and that, why don't you worship Satan instead of God if you think Satan is so powerful where he can actually encroach? Here's the thing, like a hacker or a dangerous person. If you got a fortress that has barbed wires, you got computers, you got cameras, you got a safeguard to protect you and what you created, the so-called Adam and Eve, Garden of Eden. If this person is strong enough to infiltrate and destroy your defenses, he's stronger than you. That means if you're the creator of a computer, you made antivirus malware, anti-malware, worms, Trojans. You have the ability to keep updating this computer, to keep hackers and keep enemies out. If somebody is able to come in and infiltrate your creation, that means you are a loser. Why would you, as the owner of a dog, not be responsible if your dog goes and bites somebody's child? The judge is coming after you. They're going to, first of all, they're going to put your dog down. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing. And then guess what? They're going to put your ass in prison. Why is this? Because you know what the judge is going to say? Oh, you are the owner of this dog. You own this dog. You are the master of this dog. So look at the dog as Satan or the devil. Look at God as the owner. If Satan is biting people's ass, why is the owner not held responsible? Oh, you don't get that though. You don't get it. The elevator's not going up to the top floor, is it? The elevator's not going up to the top floor. You don't get it. Okay, you ready? How the hell? No, stop. How the hell can you believe in God? You say God is the master. He's real. Oh my God. He's real. God is so real and he's so wonderful. And he's done great things for me. And he's so magnificent. But yet, a devil can come in and destroy every damn thing that he created. So why and how could it be possible that the reason the world is the way that it is because the devil is taking all the souls that he wants and God sits back and do nothing about it? If you are the creator and you know the defaults in your system, that means if Satan's able to take people and take their souls and try to bring them all down with him, wouldn't that mean he's really not taking real people? Wouldn't that mean he's really not taking anybody that's of value to God, because God is God enough to protect his real people or those that have good sense? So why would it matter if Satan is taking people and destroying the world? Wouldn't that mean God's program is still working smoothly to the point there's more positive than negative? Why do we have more negative than positive? My listeners are waiting. You said he was God. I didn't. So if he's God, hold him accountable. If I'm the boss, I own this infrastructure. You know, if something goes down, guess who's going to come up? It's going to come all the way up the pipe and it's going to reach my desk because I'm the CEO. Why would you go to the supervisor? Why would you complain that your employees are acting up? They're destroying things. They're breaking the beams. They're selling the forklifts. They're selling drugs out of your. Why would you be concerned about that? Why don't you take your funny, narrow ass up there to the CEO and tell him what's going on so he can go down there and fix it? So what your religion is trying to tell you, and most of them talking about, oh, it's the devil. The devil's harming people and he's out to kill, steal, and destroy. The devil's bringing everybody down there to hell. Okay, so you're telling me that you got somebody in your warehouse stealing stuff, hurting the employees, and there's supposed to be a security system outside of this world. There's supposed to be a protocol in place that the CEO is supposed to implement in order to protect their people. So why would you be concerned about that when here's a big part. Oh my goodness. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Hold on. Oh my God. Now, what if imagine the CEO looking at the cameras, watching people destroy and take stuff, and can do something about it. They got the red phone to call the authorities or to call the police. They got the red phone to push them out with the security guys. They got the red phone to say, stop it. They got the red phone to go down there and fire all the malicious employees, but yet looking at the camera, watching you suffer, watching all this chaos happening. How could they not be responsible when they can stop it? They're letting it continue on. Waiting on you. You call them God. Hey, he's the CEO. Okay, talk to the CEO to get this done. If he ain't getting it done, then that means he don't care. What? 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 See, y'all don't want to face that reality. See, the elevator goes up to the second floor. Sometimes it stops on the third and goes back down to the first floor. Because guess what? We become afraid to find that reality out because we always need hope. We need to hold on to the sky daddy, and we're always looking for somebody to guide us because we helpless human sheep. That's the problem. So therefore, when it comes to thinking for ourselves, that's the first thing I said before we started this interview. Thinking for ourselves is the hardest thing for us to do because the moment we do, we don't want to face reality. Because then what the church will say, or the pastor will say, oh, you blaspheming against God. You can't talk back to God like that. You can't tell God, oh, really? So you mean to tell me that the CEO's in his office and you rather suffer with all this miscellaneous mishap and this catastrophe that is occurring instead of doing something about it? That means you are a dumb, weak sheep. And the fact of the matter is, I'm going to tell you what it is. Again, the concept of God is anthropomorphically created by human concept, where they told you what they thought about God, what they think God is, and they taught their indoctrination. Through indoctrination, they teach it to you from their human understanding and apprehension, which is actually false. So if God existed, like I said before, God does not exist in the way that these people have been telling you. Because if he was anywhere near a boss, bosses get done. If he was anywhere near somebody who loves you enough to send down somebody to sacrifice this person in order for you to live for eternity and all this old BS, then why is all these precious things? You know what? That means if that person did that for you, for your so-called sins, which is actually just a way to, I'm not even going to get into that. It's the way to make you feel less of a validated person, so you can always look for validation from somebody else's mindset or perception of reality. But anyway, that means this person is very wasteful. Wasteful. If you create a multi-million-dollar industry and you don't put no security cameras out there, you don't have no security, you don't have any locks on the door, you have no way to defend yourself, and you are to produce products and items from this particular multi-million-dollar industry, and when something happens, it keeps taking away and destroying this multi-million-dollar industry, and you're losing money, that means you are wasteful. So if you see all the billions of lives of people through tsunamis, hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, sicknesses, the cocoa bean virus, and everything else, and the Twin Towers, all this stuff that's destroying lives every single day, why in the world would you say, I'm going to send my son down there to to give you life and to show you that I love you with my very being, but yet allow millions, if not millions of people to pass away? That's wasteful. That's wasteful. How are you going to say, oh, I'm going to go deep with this. Oh, I'm going to go deep with this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I'm going to nip this in the bud. I'm going to nip this in the bud. You're going to watch children children be born with all types of problems and issues. Some of them, they don't make it to be 8 years old. And a lot of kids, when they're like 5, 6 years old, they're just minding their own business. And then here comes a moron, alcoholic person driving down the street and bam, child's gone. And guess who could have prevented it the whole time? Your CEO that you're on your knees praying for the entire time. And they talking about, oh, I really love you though. I love you so much, where you can witness this innocent 5, 6, 8-year-old child that doesn't know nothing about their life pass away. I mean, what? Excuse me? That's wasteful. It's wasteful. So I gave you the floor. I let you shoot your own foot because you said, that's why I asked you, oh, if I'm a CEO, am I responsible? Yeah. Okay. I went to the dog pound or this humane society and I brought a dog called Satan. But first, Satan was so beautiful. He was a beautiful, what do you call that? I can't think of the dog.
Golden Retriever?
No, well, you could say that. He was a beautiful
German Shepherd?
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua?
Yep.
I want to say nothing beautiful about Chihuahua.
Well, for the sake of conversation. So he's a beautiful Chihuahua. Just really, bright-eyed, cute, very artistic, able to do whatever else, right? But guess what? It's still my dog. Because guess what? I'm the one on the throne. Because guess what? I'm the one in heaven. Guess what? He's the angel. I'm the God. So this story goes where Michael did something, which they don't exist anyway, but it's a story. Knocked Lucifer out of heaven. Lucifer falls to earth and transforms into this thing called Satan or whatever else, or the devil. Didn't change his evil performance, so to speak. Didn't change his idea. But yet at the same time, this negative entity who was never in the front seat. You know what some people will say? Brian, let me tell you what some people say. The story twist where some people say, God said, okay, if you want to have reign and authority and power, let me send you down there to earth. That's what some people are saying. But here's another story. Here's a contradiction with this. If he knew that he sent this so-called evil angel down to earth and gave him sovereignty over earth and power, okay, why would he give him also groups of so-called human beings who are supposed to be precious in the eyes of God, and also in the process allow Satan to infiltrate them to the point where God was so serious about bringing his people back to the justice of his idea, where he sent his only begotten son to go down there and actually be crucified on a cross to say, hey, you got a chance to be redeemed. Why? Okay, you create the problem. Now you want to go down there and solve the problem. Oh, shoot. Just think about that. You're God. You make the problem. You created this apple tree. You put it down there with Adam and Eve. As a matter of fact, why would you struck down Lucifer and you know he's down there. Why would you create a garden of Adam and Eve with two innocent people, knowing that your evil Satan that you created is down there to infiltrate them at the same time? You created that scenario, and you put that apple tree down there to give to two innocent people that knew nothing about disobedience. They knew nothing about the word called no, because they were the most innocent people on the face of the planet. You can direct them to do something. They don't know what you're talking about because it takes knowledge. You have to know what no means. You got to know what yes means. You got to know what disobedience means. You got to know. So when you tell them, oh, don't touch that apple, but what do you mean? What do you mean don't? I don't know what the consequences is. I don't know what you mean by no, whether you're a God or an average person. I don't know. So you purposely put that apple tree down there, knowing that they're going to bite the apple. And now that they bite the apple, you want to scorn them and judge them for all eternity. How stupid does that sound? Wait, no. You made the apple tree. You knew they was going to bite it. And the fact that they bit it, now it's automatically their fault. Brian, that's playing mind games. Let's go further. Oh, you want to play? Let's play this. Oh, yeah, let's do this. Check this out. You dating a woman. Okay? She know that you like black women with big curves, fat booty. I mean, just everything you wanted to be. And she's less. This girl purposely, knowing your nature as a man, you need to be fulfilled regardless. Okay. Men we're like that. We need to be satisfied. And we can impregnate multiple women. We can only get pregnant like once a year. Okay. So here's the lesson here. And I'm going to get off this subject and see what you say before I end it. She lets you frolic or spend time with this girlfriend of hers who she know you like. Your girlfriend is cute, but she is nothing compared to new sensation and new vibration, because you're curious about this other black girl. Full well about, and you're just thinking about, you're comparing the two, like, man, maybe I should have went with her friend instead of the girlfriend you with. It happens all the time. But not only that, she makes herself so unattractive on purpose. Remember, it's the same story. Garden, Adam and Eve, God put these two innocent people down there, so you're in a frail mindset. So in this twisted story, the girlfriend that you have isn't so voluptuous, and her hips may not be that big, and she may not be as thick as this other black girl. So she already knows that her friend, she keeps staring at you. She knows full well that your eyes are glistening every time you see her girlfriend, and you just like, man, if I only could. So she purposely said, hey, I'm getting ready to take a trip out of town. Y'all can still hang out with each other for a whole week. So she leaves out of town. Then all of a sudden, you get a phone call on a Tuesday. And guess what? That's the girlfriend of hers. Her girlfriend comes out. She says, hey, my friend's out of town and you've been with her and I've been checking you out. And I know you've been looking at my ass. Don't be playing. Don't be capping, Brian. Don't be capping. I'll be watching you watching me, and I'll be thinking about how that thing works. And you sitting there like, oh my God. I mean, you just like, woo. Oh man. And you're like, what? And like, I don't know, baby, because my girlfriend, she might not be down for that. And her friend to say something like, don't worry about it. She'll never know. Like, she'll never know. She's gone. This is between me and you. This is my opportunity to get some of that. And you're like, oh, in the back of your mind, you're like, yeah, I've been wanting to get some of that the first day I saw you, and I want to see what it's like. because I'm tired of lusting after you. And I want to, you know what? What's up? What we talking about? And she's like, bet. My girl's out of town. Where you want to meet up? Oh, well, you can be over here. She ain't here. She don't know what's going on. I got a special room that I always hang out in anyway, my man cave or something like that. You can come on over. I got a couch. And she's like, oh, okay. All right. I'll be over there quickly. So she pull up right in the driveway. Oh, my God. And you waiting. You got everything prepared and, you know, you all washed up and everything. And she's walking up the driveway. Beautiful as can be. Everything you want with a purple dress on. There you go. Oh, shoot. Just the way you like it. And she get down there in the couch because you like purple. You said it before. So get down there in the couch.
I really don't like purple.
I don't want to hear it. Let's continue with the story.
I didn't say I like purple.
Oh, that's the only time he talks, ladies and gentlemen. It's ridiculous. He's getting beat that bad. Yeah, he's still alive, I guess. He's getting thundered with all these facts and he don't know what to. That's what happens with religious people who are believers. They don't know what to say when facts hit them. They come up with this cognitive dissonance, and that's all that they can come back with. And they'll say, well, the scripture says, but when they start hearing facts like this, it's too hard for them to stomach. So anyhow, they get quiet. When a person's quiet, they lost. And sometimes they're learning, but when they talking jazz the first time and they just, you know, beating on their chest, but all of a sudden they're quiet, that means they lost. Anyhow, but you have your chance. I'm going to shut up and let you do it. So she sits down on the couch, right? And she like, what's up? Let's do the thing. And you're like, oh, man, I can't wait no more. She started grabbing you first. She grabbed you first. I'm going to tell you why. In the Garden of Eden, what are women attracted to the most? Now, think about it. If the apple had worms all over it, you really think Eve is going to touch that? If this apple, how about this? If the apple looked black and it looked sick and it smelled bad, your nature is going to say, this thing is rotten. Most likely that apple looked clean. It looked shiny. It looked attractive because women most times like attractive stuff, especially jewelry, gold, diamond, cars. Sometimes women will buy a car because it looks good. She don't care about the horsepower. She don't care how much it costs. If it looks good, she's going to get it. So imagine God being a salesperson. You actually think he's going to sell a garbage car that got rust on the side and the seat is swivelly to a woman? She's going to want to go get that brand new Malibu that's sitting right over there with a candy color paint job and probably with pink dice on the rearview mirror. So imagine the mind games that God was playing. No, I'm pretty sure that this apple looked like the Chevy Malibu with the pink dice on the rearview mirror. And her not listening was a raggedy car and rusted idea because she was probably hungry. Oh my God. She was hungry, so she wanted to eat, but God played against her. And when you're hungry, things look good. Because I tell you what, that girl who's coming over, your friend, while your girlfriend is out, what I just described to you, she's voluptuous, she got the butt you like, and I mean, she got the breasts and got the hair, and I mean, got the little small skirt. She's attractive. If she wasn't your type and she stank and she smelled like, crawdads and fish and her breath was like, I know some men would try it anyway, but I mean, if she was just, they would try it anyway. But if she wasn't really all that attractive and she was less than your girlfriend, no, you might not be so tender. Like, yeah, your girlfriend is nice, but my woman looks better. Yeah, she got skinny hips and she, but the girlfriend that you got, she just dwarfs this girlfriend of hers. So, of course, you're not going to be attracted to her. You may be curious. You might, still think how she works that thing, but it's not going to be so much there. You see what I'm talking about?
They want to smell the flower.
It makes sense, right? Yeah, but so y'all do the thing. Getting back to the story. And right in the middle of your last stroke. Oh, my God. Your girlfriend walks in. She says, "Ha! Gotcha, bitch." Gotcha. And she said, I just wanted to test and see. Oh, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the Shangri-La. I wanted to test and see if you would cheat on me and if you was honest with me and if you would never do this behind my back. I set you up, Brian. I had my girlfriend go over there. I had her call you when you was gone, and I was just down the street. I didn't leave to go out of town. I purposely planted her there. How about that? Knowing what you're going to do, she played mind games with you. First of all, your nature as a man, she knew that her girlfriend was hotter than her. Knew it. She knew that you liked her girlfriend. She knew if she left, something was going to happen. And she set her, it'd be a different story if her girlfriend did it on her own. That's a different story. But here's the thing. According to the Garden of Adam and Eve, check this out. That apple tree didn't, oh, shoot. Oh my God. That tree didn't grow on its own. Because if it grew naturally on its own, do you actually think God's going to say, hey, don't touch it because it was made in that garden? It came on its own. No, God perfectly ordained it to be there like that for the perfect scenario of deception and playing mind games on his own creation. Otherwise, same as that girl talking about sending her girlfriend over there, she sent her over there. So she immediately meant for the worst to happen. But remember, same thing. Your girlfriend knew you. She know what you like. You told her that you like ass. You told her that. And she said, oh, okay. So it's not like it was a mystery to her that you would want to get some of that. Same as God. It's not like in a mystery that God's like, oh, I don't know that Eve's going to do that. I don't know that she's going to kind of eat the apple anyway. Well, you've made women attracted to flashy stuff. The apple looked like it was probably golden or bright red and shining all over the place. How are you not going to want to bite it? You know how girls are, oh, that's pretty. So how would he not know? And then all of a sudden, she bites the apple. Now Eve's in trouble for doing what she would naturally do. Now all of a sudden you had sex with her friend, knowing that that might happen anyway because her friend was better than her. Now all of a sudden it's your fault because you wanted to frolic with her friend because you wanted to be with her anyway and you was naturally going to do it and she's naturally your type. Now all of a sudden you're the evil person. No, you're not. She's the evil person because she set you up. If she felt inferior, oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. If she had such low confidence in you, if she had such low trust in you, if she did not think or had the ability to know internally that she was the best girl that you could be with or can choose, and she had no qualms about her anybody else coming to your life, she wouldn't have set you up to begin with. She would say, I'm not worried about it. But the fact that she did all that means she had no confidence in herself and no certainty in the relationship, and she really did not know. So in other words, if God had to do that with Adam and Eve and then chastise Eve at the same time, that's his problem. So all of a sudden, your God that you so-called think exists in the way that you think it exists, because you're going to say he, anthropomorphically trying to give this person a gender, you're telling me that God didn't know that Eve was going to go and bite the apple anyway. The people want to know what you think. You're the believer here. So the floor is yours. I stated my claim, Your Honor. Have at it. Let's see what he says, ladies and gentlemen. This is real time. We do it live. Come on.
I mean, not going with.
Come on.
I'm like, not going with the story. Because even though I say what I'm going to say, you're going to be like, you didn't get the point. No, I got what you were saying.
No, you know what? That's okay, because check this out. There are people who are listening that read your Bible. There are people who are listening that some of them are doctors, some of them are lawyers, some of them they got their own pot. Some of them, they're smart people. They heard what I said. And they listening to you, and you're not coming back with anything. You're talking, all you said, I believe, I just believe, and I believe, because I believe, but you're not coming back with anything valid. You can't even break it down like I just did. And so, if there are other saints or people who are listening and they're religious, they're going to be like, oh, this dude is ridiculous. Like, this is it. Because most people will say, well, there's some believers, there's some religious people, but they're not really religious and believers. They just think they are out of tradition. And Brian, you may be one of them. Because you have nothing to come back with. But I'm going to shut up and let you have the floor.
I know better than to try to defend myself in someone's arena. Like, I'm not going to play that game. As far as the story goes with the female,
my arena.
Yeah,
this ain't my arena.
As far as the story goes with
wait a minute.
my girlfriend.
I'm gonna let you do that, but what do you mean by arena? People want to know. They're waiting. Like, what do you mean? What does he mean by arena? What? They're also gonna ask you, what do you mean by it being Morpheus's arena? But this is a playing field for both of us. It's question and answers, Q&A. So how does this belong to me? I'm not the professional at this. I'm just breaking it down. So you're saying that you cannot articulate it?
I mean, it doesn't matter what my point is. If I say my point, if it's different from yours is going to overshadow mine anyway in this arena.
How?
It's not.
If you're right, you're right. I can be wrong. If you're right, you're right.
I know better than to play that game. But the thing is, as far
he
as
can't, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God! I told you, the elevator would go to the second floor. It'd go up to the third floor, and it would pop right back down. Because you drive, don't you?
Yeah.
Of course you do. Now, who am I as the outside person who don't own your vehicle? And I say, hey, that vehicle of yours has a bad oil leak in it. And it's prone to throw out sensors, and they got a bad air conditioning unit in that thing, and it's known to break down. You, as the owner of the car, oh my goodness, you ought to know automatically if I'm saying BS or not, because you own the vehicle. You should have did your research on your own vehicle, where you can say, oh, either I read about that, or yeah, I studied that and it is a possibility. Or you can say, well, I got mine checked and I noticed that there were some leaks, but I fixed it, and the story that you're saying is actually true. So, or you can say it's wrong because I did my research and that's not true. It's just a rumor, and I can prove it to you because here on such and such site in such and such area, there has not been any leaks on this vehicle for 9 to 10 years. And mine don't have it either. You can do that in this conversation. So how is it my arena when it's simple Q&A where you're the believer, you're the one who's saying, I am the religious, or you can say the Christian, well, I don't know what you call it, so just the religious person, and you believe in God and the concepts that they gave you. Then if you believe in the concepts that they gave you, you should have the ability to back up or defend or come up with your own facts that you can come back at this with and say, well, you're wrong because really, in reality, it's like this. So if you can't come back at it, not through the books and say, well, in Corinthians, in Chronicles, in Genesis, in Revelations. No, if you can come back and say, no, in reality, let me say it again. In reality, let me say that again. In reality, let me say that one more time. You can say, in reality, Morpheus, I hear what you're saying, but in reality, actually, it's like this. So, if you can't say in reality, it's actually like this or that, that means you have no valid points to believe. You have no valid points to think you know what you really do not know. And you have no valid points to stand by something that you're realistically just doing it for the tradition and because of the mindset or the program mindset that's been given to you by other people. And like I said before, you are afraid to get out of that box because you are afraid to admit that you are wrong. And everything that you just thought you can back up is actually considered as a pile of shh. I didn't do it, you did. Because if you ask me, hey, Morpheus, is the clouds, is the sky blue? I can say, oh, it is. Step outside and see it for yourself. Or, yeah, and you can look it up online or the weather board and all that can answer back. But if I'm like quiet and I can't say nothing, then that means I don't know. But continue on.
See, that's my point. Like, you go based off of what you see. There's no thinking about things you don't see. And like I said, in reality, I'm not going to play this game. I'm not doing it. In reality.
Okay. Now, as far as the other story, he's going to say?
The other story, it wouldn't be me anyway. Because I've learned a long time ago that fool's gold and regular gold, they both glitter. They both look good. But in the end, one's quality, one's not. Not everything that glitters is gold. I've learned that the hard way. So,
ladies and gentlemen, I asked him a question about the scenario if he was in the scenario. And I'm not hounding on Brian here or trying to attack him in any way. Mm-hmm. But let this be an example to all you who are listening. And I'm giving Brian an opportunity because there are several levels to men. Men are logical creatures, for one. They should be if they're real men. And two, there's a woman mindset that some men have. And I'll put it like this. The emotional, Disney-like mindset to the common woman who has high expectations or too low of expectation. Most times it's too high. And what I mean is there are some men who don't understand the, how can I put it? The scenario. I've described it as to not specifically talking about the union between his girlfriend and another girl. I was bridging a point between playing mind games and being held accountable for what somebody else is doing. And all he can do is come back with what all glitters isn't gold. Got nothing to do with the conversation. Nothing. But you just proved my point again. This is I love it. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. I told you when we first began, I said people with a religious mindset. You said, why are you always bringing up religion? Why are you always bringing up spirituality? Remember that? I told you that when it comes to people with a religious belief or traditional mindset, they always blend it in with their reality in their realistic world or everything that they do because it's going to affect them. And the fact that you deleted, you didn't talk about, or you didn't want to deal with the subject of getting your belief destroyed by facts while talking about Garden of Eden, you tried to jump over that and try to get to the next subject, which you could not even get to the next subject because you couldn't even answer the first. So because you didn't deal with the religious or the spiritual aspect or discussion that we were having, you didn't even see the reality out of the physical world or the fact that I was telling you that there are two of the same quarter. The same mind game, the same thing that happened in Garden of Eden and putting the apple there to play games on Adam and Eve. Same thing that your girlfriend did by planting that other girl there, knowing that you're going to want to be with that other girl. I was stating that it's the same thing, and here you are, you couldn't even answer both of them. Because being afraid to make sure that the elevator goes to the top floor because you're not ready for evolution or transforming out of the traditional programming that's been put upon you. Thus, validates and shows in evidence in this interview and discussion why my name is Morpheus. So is there anything else to say before I end this interview? Because I didn't bring you over here for this. You was doing hot when it came to married men. But you stopped there. Why? So is there any place where I'm wrong? And they're listening like he's giving Brian a chance. It's not like I'm running over you. You said, I'm going to overlap you. When I shut my mouth, I'm like, okay, what do you have to say about it? You don't go directly to it. You're good at when it comes to talking about married men, but you can't break things down in its logistical, simple, non-complicated verses where you can come up with a decent debunking or comeback. So
okay.
So what do you got to say about that, Brian?
You know, I'm getting tired of this constant beat down with facts with the religion. You know what? I'm going to go and get back into my Bible. And I'm going to do some research. Because I'm getting tired of this beat down. I need to get back to studying the way I used to study. That's one thing you showed me today. So I'm going to get back in my studies. And I will come back. Okay. I will be back with something next time. I'm tired of being passive with the facts. I'm getting tired of... Because there are some things that contradict your facts.
Really?
One of them being that I believe religion. There I go believe.
Believe. There you go. Okay. I ain't gonna stop you. You go ahead. You was on fire.
I know
it came out of your mouth.
The thing is, I know that religion is really outside of basic comprehension. Religion's not basic. I know that much. And I will find some things to contradict what you're talking about next time.
It wouldn't be contradict, you mean to debate.
Well, contradict meaning different from your thinking, yeah.
So,
that's what I mean.
Okay, that's fine. How can you contradict facts? Because air is air, water is water, life is life, passing away is passing away. So how can you contradict facts? Don't you mean you need to come up with a better arsenal?
Not everything is black and white. There are shades of gray, Morpheus.
What makes you think that nothing that I said had shades of gray in it?
Everything that you were saying, that's the way it was. There was no differing in what you were saying.
So if okay, I'll let you have that one because I don't want to make this longer because we have to wrap up here because we are like an hour and 32 minutes into it. But let's put it like this. If you was in a burning house and you know that mind, body, and spirit matters. It's who you are as a person. Even if you are the soul and spirit in your body, won't you? Wait a minute here. Won't you feel the pain and the struggle and the frustrations and the distress when your body is caught in that fire?
That is true.
So why would things that are real, like black and white as you discussed to be, not be truly valid in existence when we both are here in mind, body, and spirit, which all facets of ourself matters. So the gray is going to be there regardless. And I've been discussing the gray the entire time. You just wasn't listening and getting it. It's just the fact that you wanted to discredit the reality that all things of yourself matter, such as the programming of the church. The church tells us, even myself when I was in it, that everything is just spiritual. God is this, and just pray about it, hope for this, and believe in it, because you just said it yourself a few times. You're trying to say it. So we can avoid or get away from the reality of our physical and our mental existence as well. So if we're just saying that I'm discussing things black and white, no, black and white is reality. Black and white is what you do when you wake up in the morning and there's no light and it's dark, and you run into the wall. You're going to feel that wall and it's going to hurt. But while you're feeling that pain and you realize that wall is there, you being within yourself as a spirit can also detect that there is a problem in your physical body. And then your mind will quickly realize that you made a mistake because you didn't turn the light on. And next time you're spiritually going to feel turned upside down if you forget to turn the light on by your mind. So therefore, you can avoid physically running into the side wall, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end it right here. Oh, you was going to say something?
No, I didn't say nothing. Like I said, I'm coming back. I'm just...
Okay. So we're going to give him another opportunity, and Brian's a good sport. And until next time, like, share, and subscribe, and you know what to do. The Academy of Wow Men. Be entertained. Live, love, laugh.